Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Asset Integrity Summit organized by Invicticon. My name is Himanshu Jadhav and I am the CEO of Jendamark India. It's a very interesting topic for discussion which we have been part of today in this session. And without further ado, I would like to start by giving you a brief idea of what Jendamark India is all about, what we do. And then we will move to the main topic of the discussion today, which is ODIN Maintenance. And subsequently, I will be also available for taking any questions from your side for this topic. Let me start by just giving you a brief idea first of what Jendamark does and what we are capable of doing in this field of interest. So our slogan is passionate for technology, focused on people. This is the driving principle which has motivated us for the last decades to bring to the customers what we believe are the right solutions for our clients. We are also very focused on our people, our employees, and make sure that they have a successful career with Jendamark India. A group overview. So Jendamark is headquartered in South Africa, in Port Elizabeth. In India, we are based in Pune and we have an office in Chennai as well. We also have offices in Germany and USA. These are primarily sales and service offices as most of our clients are also operating from those countries. Some key figures. So Jendamark was established in 1989 in South Africa. In India, they entered the market by buying significant stake of a company called Texcellency in 2014, and Jendamark Texcellency was formed. And in 2019, Jendamark India became a fully owned subsidiary of Jendamark South Africa. We have 600 employees globally, out of which 220 employees are in India. Our footprint is around 150,000 square feet globally, and our group turnover last year was 60 million euros. Our focus areas are powertrain. So we build engine lines, axle lines, differential lines for our clients. We are in aerospace business as well, building all the non-flying parts like toolings, fixtures for our aerospace clients. We are the only company in India currently which can make machines for catalytic converters, which are paramount important for India to achieve the BS6. We are pioneers in electrical vehicles, having built the first automated lines for several electric vehicle companies like Mahindra Electric, now Dana as well. And the recent addition to our portfolio has been the digital services which we are offering. So it's a very niche area which we operate in, and we are proud to be known as one of the only few companies which have software development team in their own portfolio. In the last few years, we have expanded our horizons and we are supplying equipments, machineries, solutions, turnkey projects across the globe in USA, Germany, China, Southeast Asia, and of course, back to our head office in South Africa as well. A few important projects which we executed in last 2 years in the automotive domain are mentioned here, followed by EV vehicles, which we have done projects like I mentioned before, Mahindra Electric, Dana as well, and in catalytic converters for all the tier 1 clients in India as well. So this gives you a gamut of experience in terms of how technologically advanced Jendamark India has become in the last 4 or 5 years and providing right solutions for our clients which they need. Moving on to the digital services. We developed 2 years back our own platform called ODIN. ODIN, which is an all-seeing God, as you know from the Norse trilogy. So going by that, we decided a few years back that we will offer to our customers a full solution, not just limiting to the mechanical, electrical and control side, but also the necessary software, which is mandatory to make our machines run absolutely the way they are supposed to run for longer periods of time for our customers. So what we decided was we will have ODIN workstation, which is basically an operator guidance system and a traceability management system similar to a MES. ODIN maintenance, the main topic of discussion today. I'll touch upon that a bit later. ODIN IoT for predictive maintenance, remote conditioning monitoring. ODIN Future Factory, which deals with virtual reality, augmented reality. And recently, because of COVID, we also developed a simple solution called ODIN Health, which analyzes and assesses the health of its employees. On top of all of this sits ODIN Insights. So Insights is what is our customers receive into their production field and production areas from all these solutions which are available and developed by us. So moving to the next important topic now is industrial maintenance concerns. The main reason why we all are here is to avoid breakdowns. That's the whole purpose of having maintenance. The reasons for breakdowns which we analyzed from our customers is unskilled technician, unplanned services, shortage of service material, maintenance cost, no system in place, and no defined process. So what we realized, to put it very simply, is maintenance is doing what you know persistently and anticipating future failures and avoiding them with proactive actions. So I'll repeat again. So maintenance is doing what you know, because rarely we come across things where people say that they did not know what to do, but it is doing it persistently, day in, day out, anticipating the future failures and avoiding them with proactive actions. This was the main goal when we set out to find a solution for our customers, which will allow them to have a maintenance-free or a breakdown-free equipment. Let me give you a typical example of a line. This is a catalytic converter line, which we have built several times now. It consists of automated machines, robots, some operator loading some parts, and this is a very complex line as it produces at the output one product every 30 seconds. So you can imagine the volume which is necessary to be built for the customers is quite high, with one part coming out every 30 seconds. Now for a complex machine like this, we divide it into a facility and toolings, because that line can make several variants and not just limit to one product. So this is what a shrinker, which I showed some time back, has a maintenance schedule. Now you can imagine, without going in details, we did a summation. It means it needs a weekly maintenance of 561 hours, a quarterly maintenance of 160 hours, half yearly maintenance 78 hours, a yearly maintenance 35 hours. So all put together, to run this machine effectively, the maintenance team or technician has to invest 834 hours a year. And trust me, it's not an easy machine to maintain and go ahead, and it has its challenges as well. Now, to make the toolings, to maintain the toolings, there are 24 variants. This is one example of one of the lines which we have recently built. 24 variants, 376 toolings. All these toolings have to be looked after carefully to ensure the right product is manufactured. The problems for that, the same which I mentioned: unskilled technician, unplanned services, shortage of service material, no system in place, maintenance cost. So what was the objective which we decided to achieve? Was asset quality assurance, established proactive maintenance strategy, focused to review of asset functions, significance and consequences of each risk reported. So we sat together as a team with our maintenance guys, our service technicians, our software team, said, right, what's the solution we can offer now? And with that, I would like to provide you the solution which we have developed, and also clearly show you that what it is capable of doing. So with that, the ODIN Maintenance was born. So what is a typical sequence with ODIN Maintenance? What happens typically is a technician logs in, he checks daily what task he has to do every day. He's informed by the system what he has to do. For example, pick some tools from the rack which are stored, It guides him to perform the services required. He has to confirm, and the system checks that all tools are in the right condition. He puts the he stores the tools back in the racks and proceeds ahead to the next tool. So that's a typical simple workflow process which has to be done. Like I said, nothing new. It just ensures that the persistence of doing this day in, day out, and not forgetting even a single task. So in terms of user functions, we have the technician at the bottom. He gets to view a service calendar, which tells him what he has to do today, this week, and reminds him whether it's a quarterly schedule of a service, it's a half-yearly schedule. It tells him, and without any manual intervention, performs the assigned service task. The technician does that task where he's guided what he has to do. And he can also assign the service task to his own if he wants to prepone it or postpone it a bit. The maintenance manager, he sees the service calendar of his entire technician team. He can assign services to individuals based on their competencies as well now. And the top management, they see a very clear overview of all the assets in their plants, the plant health as a whole, and the health of several plants which they might be responsible for. So I would like to quickly take you to a live demo of this system. So here's a simple login screen, which it's a web-based software. So you get a login screen where you enter your login ID and password. And now I would like to first show you what does a technician see when he logs in. The database is built by us. So I've already defined several times. These are all the service names, the asset name, when is it due, whether it is started, in progress, and who is the technician. So he can clearly identify each day when he logs in, what is he supposed to do each day. Now, based on that, the technician now can assign a particular task, like here starts a particular task, clicks on it, and here you can see very nicely it's described to him what he has to do, how he has to do it. There are visual aids as well, so he cannot miss out or misinterpret. He writes the comments and it looks fine. Is there any grease accumulation? Acknowledges and moves to the next step. So that's as easy as it is. And when you see it's done repeatedly again and again, so there is no chance of him missing out on any particular service. Here also, he can escalate it to his manager. In case he sees something is not really what he expects it to be, and he wants a management team or his manager to look into it, he can definitely do that as well. Another important feature is where we want very clear dimensional data to be recorded. So the system is inbuilt to accept a particular range, and if he's within that range, he can accept it and he can proceed ahead. If not, he can raise an attention to his manager and tell him that there is a problem here. It needs to be analyzed, like as he's mentioning, a manager to come and see. So this allows also to record it. The next record to his manager. The next login and the features I would like to show you is of a manager login. So what does a manager see who has a team of technicians working in a plant reporting to him? So a very similar kind of look and feel, where he has several locations. Like here you can see a canning line in Pune, in Chakan. What are the assets in that particular facility? Which are the variants which are going to be manufactured in that facility? These are the exact action cards for his technicians. Which are the services to be performed on those assets? And here he can now schedule them and assign it to a particular technician. So he can select a technician reporting to him, and based on the service, assign the right technician as well. Because I think the importance also is to make sure that the right guys do the right servicing. The last login is of the management guys, let's say plant heads or a maintenance head. Here it's also important to know that some of our clients are also sitting abroad, sitting in Europe, sitting in US, and they would like to get a feeling what is the real condition of their assets in their plants. So what they see is a typical screen in two ways. First, it gives them a dashboard, which gives them an overview of what their plants are currently in terms of asset quality, in terms of asset health. I think that's very important for a management guy to know, are my assets being looked after correctly in a particular plant? So what he will see, and he can, based on that, he can go in further details. So he can clearly see the overview of in the reports, a complete clear dashboard, which shows him the health of the location. So he can see, okay, my facility in Pune or in Chennai or in Bangalore is at what health level. So it gives him an indication of, does he need to intervene further? Because the manager or the technician have escalated it now to a higher level, he can see which are the unhealthy assets, which means they are not in the right function or not functioning as per the expectations. And if he wants a further detailed view based on that, he can deep dive into the particular facility and then get a very detailed analysis of what is wrong in that facility, in that asset, in that particular machine, and who is looking after it. So that's what he can see now. He's jumped down into the shrinker facility and he sees a very clear description of all the services, what were they scheduled on, whether they were done, finished, and if they requires any attention. So he now gets, in a matter of few seconds, a clear overview of every facility which he is responsible for. Again, it's a web-based thing, so you can also see it on your phone. You can get a login ID and password. You can look into your phone and find out before any meeting, before any actual status, what is really happening. And that allows him to escalate it to the next level or ask his plant heads to define the actions. We are also having a feature called predictive analysis. So here, this is a normal case. So if you remember, I showed you the operator was entering some values. The system at the background is doing an analysis which says, okay, this is the nominal range and all your readings are fitting in the nominal range. If there is a feature where if the readings are now in the acceptable range, but they have deviated towards a particular side, then the email trigger goes automatically to the manager, to the maintenance head. If required, we can also configure for the plant management, plant head as well. He gets an email saying the machine is running fine now, but it has deviated from its intended use. So this is what ODIN Maintenance has now achieved. The plan of maintenance task is in the system. We ensure that the maintenance tasks are handled. If the technician, for example, does not do it, his manager can next day see that there were some tasks which are assigned to a particular technician, but they have not been done. We have predictive analysis, which reports automatically based on the data analyzed if there is going to be a failure in the future and what actions should be taken to avoid those. And of course, for the management, generates service history and reports. So in summary, plan. So the ODIN maintenance plans your maintenance, ensures it by having a system where operator has to proactively feed the information, acknowledge the task, it gets recorded. So it ensures that maintenance is actually done. If it is not done, the escalation happens automatically. It analyzes based on the data received a particular trend or a particular pattern, and it generates a report for the next actions. So that's, gentlemen, in a quick nutshell, what ODIN maintenance is all about. I'm available now for any questions which you might like to ask in the chat room or right now as well. I would like to thank Invecticon for giving us this opportunity to present our new product, ODIN Maintenance, as a part of the ODIN manufacturing ecosystem. And feel free to let us know and reach out to us for any questions that you might have. Thank you very much.